So I guess like coming up in the Sioux City music scene, what is I guess like everybody who's going to be popping at some point has to have a team around them. So like who in Sioux City have you been working with to basically create that team around yourself?
Right. Yeah, so it started with me and George Quint, Alex Quint, Synopsis, a lot of names. Just making beats, just messing around, just making the music. But then when we knew we needed to like get serious, get ourselves out there, the first thing we did was we met Rev and Dad, Jason Reiner and Mark Koenigs at a show. And we were just like, these guys are like relevant in the city. Dad had just like popped with that video you did. So it was just like, you know, it just made sense to go to the
this is wild.
Immediate top.
So it was like you and George, or you and Alex, you and Synopsis.
Right.
At the time, you guys were completely outside of the scene, right?
Oh, 100%.
Okay,
like
and then
absolutely
it was just,
nobody's.
I'm going to show up to a bar and meet the people I need to meet?
Yeah. It was just like, this is the pinnacle of whatever Sioux City, what I thought. Well, it was Sioux City hip hop, right?
Yeah.
So I want to be involved in music, go to the top, right? Or, you know, and the funny story is like I met Rev and we're like, he's like my brother now, you know what I mean, years later, but I meet him and I'm like, hey, I'm Jay the Kid, this is my boy Synopsis, we rap, yada, 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 we should work on some music. And he's like, oh, tight. He's like, you come check out the show. He was like, you have any songs done? You have any material out? And I was like, no.
Nope.
Nah, not at all. And he like looked at me and was like, being real nice about it, being real cool, you know, Rev's real cool about it. He was like, yeah, just get some stuff out there and you know, get back to me. And we kind of like sat around all night like waiting to talk to Mark and Jason, like super scared. And then I was like, I'm just gonna like wait till he walks out and like bump into him and then be like, hey, rap. You know, something like that. And it went like that. And same thing with him. He was like, they were just like, yeah, put some content out. You know what I mean? We'll be on the lookout for it. So then I think that's when we filmed that cypher with Kid Posh with Josh.
Oh yeah.
In that Impala that George had.
Right, back in the 712 days.
Yeah. We filmed that, put that out, and that was like, oh, okay, these guys are all right at least. And then we did a visual, which like I think that's been the one separating factor as far as like growth, especially in the region, is like the videos that are put out just help a lot.
Here, this might be some advice for any up-and-coming rapper. I stand firm on a theory, and it's not just because I make music videos, but I make music videos because of this theory, because I got too many friends that are musicians to leave money on the table. So, not for me, for them. I don't want them leaving money on the table by not making music videos. But every track that comes out, like, realistically should have a music video. Yeah. Every track you're proud of should have a visual with it, because if you're not making visuals, people do not click on SoundCloud links. Facebook doesn't promote SoundCloud links in the algorithm, or like just audio links in general. Right. So it's all about having that visual along with every song that you're dropping, even if it's like the way that Brady Raps and Protege do it, where they basically just create like those, the preset music videos. Yeah. So I mean, it's a low key slept on like differentiating factor that a lot of people are not doing.
Yeah. People who put out 100 songs with like no visuals, it's like, you're almost allowing people to sleep on yourself. Yeah. Like you're the reason they're sleeping on you.
Well, Dad had their whole mixtape out for a year before we made Go to Work at Home Depot. And that went from nobody really knew about it to huge blow up. There was like 50 million views, plus they were, you know, the top bill at like Saturday in the Park, and they sold out the marquee every time they went. Played the Hard Rock. So like that's the differentiating factor. Right there's a video. Proof is in the pudding. Yeah.
Yes. So after that, long story short, it was just about Mark and Jason. They helped a lot as far as like I was never afraid to ask questions. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wanted to know. I didn't know, but I knew that people did. So it's like cut the learning curve. Let me ask you what's up. And Mark and Jason. Mark was more the like pen game mentor of mine, I guess you could say. Just I would ask him advice about songs, lyrics, this and that, and I would ask Jason about like the marketing side, the branding side, things like that. And I always in the beginning I never like expected anything. I didn't feel like anybody owed me anything, and I just wanted to do the best to like take the advice that was given to me and apply it and use it so that they saw that I was doing these things, because I genuinely wanted to like figure out how to grow like a brand, grow my music, grow as an artist, like everything, you know. So they really helped as far as like the development side. Then we met. I don't know if it was through them or like through Dalvin, or however it happened.
Yeah, it would have been either way.
Yeah.
Equal
Right.
avenues.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And so like when we started teaming up with the video work, things like that, that's when things really kind of got out there for me. I started kind of having some viewership, started building some consistency. You know, you could say I started gaining fans and things like
And
that.
I'd say it was specifically the one takes that we've been doing.
Yeah.
Kind of the deciding factor for
Yeah,
that.
we did that one take contest, 2018, I think it was. And I remember I didn't win it. I didn't even get in like the top 20 of it or whatever, but like there was a ton of support locally, like, and it worked really well. And it just like, first time I think we talked about like the pros and cons of doing like full-fledged music videos and just doing one takes, because a lot of the times the one take might even get more reach.
Yeah.
Even if it like means more to you and you put more work into this big full-length video, it just maybe, you know, it makes so much sense.
I can pull back the curtain on this a bit and give like the behind the music for it. That when we make a full-on music video, it might be 1, 2, 3, 4 days of filming where, you know, it's 2 or 3 hours at a time. And then taking all of that footage, coming back through it, creating a whole music video. I might have another month in it for editing at least, just because music videos are kind of like my off-time work. But with the one takes, I can go in, we show up, we don't even have like a real concept half the time.
Nah, we're just vibing.
You'll show up, we shoot it. It takes 1 or 2 takes to shoot it. And then I usually have those edited by the end of the day because it's just one continuous take that I'm just tweaking color, stabilization, that kind of thing. Oh. So it's really, and you know, I don't hardly charge anything for those just because like I encourage every artist in Sioux City to put out as much visual content as possible. Yeah. And those one takes are, in my opinion, the best way to do it because it puts a visual with every track in the quickest, most efficient way possible.
Yeah. And I don't think like, we don't ever overthink it.
No.
And like it's, as an artist, or at least for me, when I'm making a song, I always have this grand vision of like, this is what this sounds like. This is what it looks like on the visual side.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't think you're ever really going to get to that. You know what I mean? At any level, like it's always whatever. So like, just don't overthink it and put it out. Like, cause the visual, it matters. Like it matters so much. Like, I was watching an interview last night and they were talking about like a new video strategy, and I was like, man, like it's just crazy how like we were just talking about earlier, but it's just crazy how beneficial visuals are, and just like for capturing people's attention, it's
in my opinion, not to toot the videographer horn too much, but a visual can make me love a song that I didn't really care about in its audio only form.
Right.
You know, I love this. We just shot a video for your song Rapture.
Yes, we did.
And it's not in my top 3 on the project you have currently coming out. It's not in my top 3 songs, but I like the song. Mm-hmm. And then we made this video for it. We made it right out here walking around the corner on West 7th. And it went from being like, oh, this is all right, to now being one of my favorite videos I've ever shot with you, to being and also one of the favorite songs that I have, just because of the way the song lines up with the video. I see that in my head now when I listen to it.
Yeah, it's crazy how like I expected like a nighttime, different kind of vibe for that, like just totally different. But then we did it, and like you were saying, it wasn't. I'm never like, oh, I don't want to. This should be different. It's just like whatever, going with the flow. Like they generally just work out. You know what I mean?
Like,
and
it was -2 degrees outside.
It was freezing outside.
Snowing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we just ran with it, and like you said, it was like in the moment, it was like, yeah, this will probably be like, you know what I mean, something decent, right? We didn't think anything crazy of it, but then you sent me that edit, and I'm just like, bro, this is crazy. Like I love this way more than I ever thought I would.
Yep.
And it's just like, just to the overthinking thing, you know what I mean? Like just don't.
That's
you waste too much time.
Biggest problem of most creatives is letting perfect get in the way of good enough.
Right. And it's like you're never gonna catch perfect. So it's like I understand like, don't let something minor that you could have fixed, like, oh, you know, whatever, it's not perfect. Like, don't let something small stop you, like, in your way. Like, fix that. Like, fix the little things. But, like, don't over obsess, because it's never going to be perfect. And it's like, people aren't going to know the small details that you, as, like, the artist know, or, you know, whatever. It's
I've
like,
just recently gotten out of my own way just in Honeywave media content, where we went from maybe having 1 post a month to now we're putting out 3 to 5 a week.
Yeah, you guys are firing off.
I'm going hard.
Going hard.